again, there has never been a presidential candidate anything close to Donald Trump, which is why this lady may have the hardest job in politics. Please welcome Trump campaign manager Kellyanne Conway to the table. Thank you so much for being here. First of all, I want to give credit where credit is due, because I think that I have seen some positive movements in the Trump campaign since you've come on board, and I think a lot of people at home would acknowledge that too, so thank you for that. But I want to get right to it, because in speaking about Monday night, a source within the campaign has said that Trump's failures in that debate were more about execution than preparation. A lot of people want to know, did he lose his nerve in that moment?
I thought he was a complete gentleman to her, and he hasn't gotten a lot of credit for that. At the beginning, he said very graciously, Secretary Clinton. Then he said, may I call you Secretary Clinton? And she sort of looked and he said, I want you to be happy. It's very important to me. At the end of the night, after she hit him with some really negative attacks, he said to her, I came here ready to play rough and say some things about you, but I won't do it because your family's here, but I'd appreciate if you stop running all these negative ads about me. So I don't think he gets credit for restraint, and restraint is a virtue. In fact, it's a presidential virtue. But he did go in there prepared.
I'm talking about policy, though, because I was at home and I was, in truth, jumping through my television on issues like the Clinton Foundation, on Benghazi, on her
Obamacare, you name it.
So people are saying there were missed opportunities for him to come back and have responses to that. Where was he in those moments, and will he be there next time?
He will. And he obviously knows all of those issues, had prepared all those issues, Jedediah, but he actually was answering the questions asked of him. And sometimes Mr. Holt was asking the questions, sometimes Hillary Clinton was interjecting with something that had not been asked, and he was answering them literally. But you're right. This election is what it has always been about.
So, wait a minute.
If you're part of the 70%, if you're part of the 70% of Americans, including women who have said, I want this country to go in a new and different direction, if you say you want a change, as most Americans do, if you care about the 12.9 million women who have no health insurance, the 16.9 million women who are in poverty, then I think the choice is very clear.
And he's only supposed to answer.
Because you just did what he doesn't do. He doesn't give any information. He doesn't say, and I'm glad to see you here. It would have been nice if he had showed up, because I noticed he goes to all the shows where the guys are. How come he didn't come today?
I'll invite him.
He's been invited on numerous occasions to do this show.
He's often not in New York, because I'll tell you what, he's often...
Honey, I'm a New Yorker. Don't BS a BS.
I'm not BSing. I'm in New York too.
You know, really, I mean...
I would love for him to come to The View,
Is he
but
scared of us because we're women? Tell the truth.
No, I want to tell you, he actually said hello.
Oh, he did?
And he actually said that when he heard I was invited on, when I was invited on the show, he said, I hope that you'll do that show. I think that's terrific. I'm sure he's watching, or we'll watch later. But he's on the road every single day. He gave like 40 speeches in one month on policy.
Believe me,
He's not at fundraisers with donors.
On policy, Kellyanne, and you know he has been very vague.
That's not fair. Whoopi, it's not fair. He's out there every single day. No, sorry.
I'm out here every day, but I have to say something, and he says nothing. He goes out, he says, we're going to make America great again. He doesn't tell you how. He says that all these people are bad, and this is what's going on, but I'm not going to tell you why they're bad.
No, okay, so if I may respectfully disagree. He's out there every day. You can see it, because it's all televised, or it's on YouTube. You can pull the clips. 10-point plan to reform the Veterans Administration. 5-point plan to give middle-class tax relief. A new child care tax credit that Republicans...
Where was it Monday? Where was it Monday night? Why didn't he... All the things that you're talking about are great.
I remember.
Why weren't they present?
And you will hear more about it. And I agree with you. I agree with all of you that there is so much to be held to account on Hillary Clinton's record.
We're talking about Donald.
Well,
we're talking about Donald, baby.
I know, we want this election to be about him.
We talked about things that we're going to hear more about, and the fact that he did leave a lot of things on the table there, but yet even after the debate, he said, I wanted to say I got out everything except for the transgressions of Bill Clinton. He says he didn't go there because of the respect that he has for Chelsea Clinton, but are you advising him to go there? Is that fair game?
Is it relevant, really?
But is it fair game? What does he have to gain?
I'm not advising him to go there. It's fair game to think about how Hillary Clinton treated those women after the fact. She called Monica Lewinsky
like how he treats women
a Looney
all
Tune.
the time.
Hold on, but that's talked about all the time, Whoopi. That's on this show constantly. To answer your question, it's really what's a treatment of women. I can tell you the thing about Donald Trump that I hope you would all give credence to is he is surrounded by strong women. He has employed thousands and thousands of women over the years.
Let me ask you something about Hillary.
And they get promoted. I'm the first campaign manager for a Republican presidential candidate.
Wouldn't you turn on the women if your husband was cheating on you? You'd turn on them too, wouldn't you?
I would leave him though.
Experience, right? Your husband's never
Well,
cheated.
my mother did. My mother had that experience and she left. No, and she lost my mother. You know, I was raised by a single mother, and I'm sure there are many watching your show. And that's who I am. I was raised to be very independent and to give, not to take, and to think for myself and to be entrepreneurial and to think about family and faith and values. I was raised by a single mom who took her high school degree and went and supported us. She, you know, that's how I got through Catholic school. That's how I got through college and law school. She made sacrifices. In fact, I was raised in a household that looks like this. I was raised by my mother, her mother, and two of my mother's unmarried sisters.
That's
totally
why we're in such shock that you're supporting him.
No, that's why I am supporting him.
That's why. Go ahead,
He said just this week that he was talking about Miss Universe Alicia Machado's weight, saying she gained a massive amount of weight and it was a problem. In the past, he's called her an eating machine. I feel uncomfortable with it as a woman, but I'm curious how you felt about those comments.
Well, I don't discuss people's weights and their looks. I'm sure that on your Twitter feed right now, you have viewers discussing my looks and my intelligence.
Did you say to him?
No, I'm sure you do. Right, I never knew how ugly and how stupid I was until, you know, we had Twitter and Facebook.
Did you reprimand him for that and say to him, listen, why are you saying women are fat? Why are you calling women fat pigs? Did you say that to him?
Yes, I think it's beside the point. But hold on, that he gave that particular woman a second chance. The company involved wanted her terminated. Hold on.
Too good.
No, that is just the truth. Hold on. I want everybody to know this. Because she was in breach of contract and the company wanted her terminated, he gave her a second chance. The choices were give her a second chance or terminate her, and he did that. He also has said publicly, I think last night, he's talked to her very briefly over any number of years. This was 20 years ago. And she obviously has a troubled past that I won't get into. But
so what?
Hold on.
It has nothing to do with her being fat or skinny.
No, I get that. But with this country, listen, we spend $60 billion
We're going to stick it around. We're going to hear more. You're sticking around. Kellyanne is sticking around. We will be right back for more of this.
Questioned Hillary's health and was even doing so last night. Does he believe she's hiding something? And if not, why does he keep talking about this issue?
Well, he's talking about her stamina and her energy because he's out on the road every single day giving speeches, talking about policy. We looked at just their August calendars, and she spent a lot of time with donors at fundraisers behind closed doors, and he spent a great deal of time in these rallies. I've been to these rallies with him, Sarah, 15,000 people and 5,000 more trying to get in. So I saw the new ABC News poll that came out on Sunday, and 75% of Americans said that Donald Trump is healthy and fit to do the job of president, and 53% of Americans said Hillary was. That's America. That's your poll.
What's with the sniffles? What was the sniffles about? What was all that sniffling about?
He said it wasn't a cold. What was the sniffling about?
Well, it wasn't what Howard Dean said. I guess he was thirsty. You're going to criticize somebody for being thirsty and sniffling?
Remember we went after Marco Rubio for that?
Wait, we're going to go after him for drinking water, and we're not going to ask Hillary Clinton why 5 people on her staff pled the 5th and took immunity last week?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, Kellyanne. Once you open that can of worms, we have to then open your can of worms. Because, you know, as we have said, where are they? He said he'll release when the tax, or he'll release when her emails are released. Now, you know, they've gone in to look. The FBI said, oh, no. He says, oh, no, they didn't really do it. Where are his damn tax returns, and why don't we know what he spent? Where is it? Because I'm tired, you know, I know what size Hillary Clinton's bra cup is. I know how much she spent on her bra. The transparency is insane. Where is his I'm sorry.
I don't want to know that about her. What I want to know is what she was hiding in 33,000 emails she deleted.
What is Donald Trump hiding by not releasing that information?
There is a 104-page financial disclosure
if you can't,
form.
you can access. She has never been hacked. She's never been hacked. I want to know, since every other president has had to do it, where are the tax returns?
So
that's what I want to know.
I'll be repeat what he has said many times.
I know you will.
It's under audit by his lawyer and his accountant.
It's bull. It's bull. It's bull.
It's not. First of all, let me tell you what America wants to know. What their tax return will look like under a President Trump and a President Clinton. Under President Hillary Clinton, their tax, he's not hiding anything.
I think he is.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's no denying that Hillary Clinton did delete more emails than she turned over. I want to ask you about a story that's breaking this morning from Newsweek, that one of Trump's companies spent money in Cuba during the embargo when Fidel Castro, during his regime.
The whole story.
But these are serious accusations.
To find out that then he didn't invest in it. No, they're not treasonous. Read the entire story. It starts out with the screaming headlines, as it usually does, that he did business in Cuba, and it turns out that he decided not to invest there. You have to read the entire story.
So are you denying that his company spent any money in Cuba?
I think they paid money, as I understand from the story, they paid money in 1998. And we're not supposed to talk about years ago when it comes to the Clintons, but with Trump,
well,
there is no statute of limitations ever.
He keeps bringing it up.
He's the one.
But I don't believe you're allowed to spend money unless it's a humanitarian effort or a government effort in that context if you're dealing with this particular regime.
It's not going to work in Miami. They're not going to like that.
Right. So the question is, did he spend money? He's very critical of Cuba. He's very critical of Castro, and he's been critical. He gave a speech the very next year to the Cuban American National Foundation in Miami, critical of those who want to do business with Castro. And he's talked about the Cuba embargo even on this show. But again, we're talking about, did his hotel invest money in 1998 in Cuba? No. Did she get money from 7 foreign governments while she was Secretary of State? Yes. And somehow that's not relevant. It's very relevant to
right?
me.
We found that out because it's all.
Why? What did they get? What did they get for it? What did they get for it?
Well, here's the question.
Yes, they did. They got access. They got seats at state dinners.
As Mr. Trump did when he paid to spend time with the Secretary of State. Please, it's, Trump has done the same
He's not
thing.
a foreign government.
No, well, yeah,
he's
he
not
kind of
Saudi
is.
Arabia. Why did the Clinton Foundation take money from Saudi Arabia, which hates gays and women? Little girls there don't even have rights. Why would they take that kind of money?
Well, we will ask her that when she comes. But I want to know first about those taxes, and I want to know about your foundation. When is that foundation going to release their information so we can find out how much money has come and gone out of there?
No, that is there. The foundation releases are there. That's why that this one reporter
he used
has
the money on the foundation to buy himself some paintings of himself. What about
that? That was at an auction. That's at an auction.
Okay,
so they got the money.
went and bid on them with foundation money.
They got
Kellyanne,
go ahead, Kellyanne.
We would really like your boss to come sit with us. Please get that memo. Can you make that happen? How do we get him here?
I will absolutely.
Donald, if you're listening, come talk to us.
I will strongly suggest it, and I hope that when he's here, he'll be able to talk about his vision for America. I'll tell you one thing I didn't hear from Hillary Clinton the other night. Where's the aspirational, uplifting message and vision from her? I didn't hear her talk about how she's going to create a job, how she's going to bring change, how she's going to break.
You need to rewatch it because I think you missed something.
She talked about Donald Trump. Her entire campaign is about Donald Trump.
Bring him here. Bring him here because everyone else came. Everyone else has come here, and we've treated everybody kind of fair. We ask questions. We ask questions that are not comfortable.
And I came with answers.
And we're happy that you came. Next time, ask your boss to give us the same respect.
I'm going to ask him today.
Thanks to Kellyanne Conway. We will be right back.